Hi guys, Loz James here at Content Champion. Today I'm simply going to show you how you can very quickly use Keyword Finder to research long tail keywords for a blog post on a brand new blog. So this is a blog with no authority. You might just be starting out or just be getting back into blogging. So this will show you how to pick keywords that you could rank for using the very simple traffic light system in Keyword Finder. So let's get started. Okay, so when you get to the Keyword Finder app screen, this is what you'll find, and we're going to look at the keyword suggestions that the Keyword Finder algorithm pulls out, the autocomplete suggestions, you know, the ones when you're typing into Google and it suggests other terms and phrases related to the one you're typing in. And then we're going to look at some questions as well. We're going to create a list, and then I'll show you how to export those keywords so you can use them within your new blog post. So let's use the famous and often very competitive and saturated market of dog training to show you that we can really find keywords in any area, no matter how competitive, using Keyword Finder. So simply type it in there. You can then obviously choose your location. We've got Germany, India, Spain, United Kingdom, United States at the moment. Let's just choose anywhere. You can also choose by, say, region or city as well. Let's choose anywhere, just for the sake of this example. You can also pick your language. Let's just pick any language for now. And we're in just the keyword suggestions that Keyword Finder is going to throw up. Now I'm on the premium account, which means I get 700 keywords. I think the basic account has 200, but there's still plenty on the entry level account to get you started researching long tail keywords in your specific niche. So let's just click Find Keywords. It brings up all these metrics that we talked about earlier on. So here we have dog training. These are the ones that it first sets up, first comes out with algorithmically. Instantly look at dog training classes. I mean, that one's ridiculous. Dog training classes, 12,000 monthly searches. Trend is pretty consistent year round. It has commercial search intent. People are bidding on it from pay-per-click in terms of competition. So we know that there's a market there, and it's easy to rank for. So we can click on that. SEO difficulty, they say it's a 38 to 39, still easy. So look, you can look at the SERPs here, the people ranking, and this is what I love about Keyword Finder, is that you can actually do a manual view, excuse me, a manual view of the top 10 positions and see what kind of competition you've got manually. And, you know, we're looking at some of these sites, you know, if there's a massive brand in there or something, you know, that you think you won't get ahead of, then if there are too many of those in the top 10, I wouldn't bother with the keyword. I'd look elsewhere. But to be honest, apart from these couple of 2 or 3 here, you know, these are all given that their domain authority, given that their page authority, the inbound links. There are a few places here where just manually looking, you could slot in with a great piece of content on dog training classes. Now, when you find a keyword with this much search volume, that instantly cries out to be a title for your blog post. So that would then go in your meta title, meta description, and then the H1 tag on the page, either using something like an extended list post, a how-to post, something like that. So, you know, you could do, off the top of my head, a really great piece on, 11 ways to get the most from your dog training classes, or how to make the most of your dog training classes for, you know, very young dogs. Whatever it is, you can come up with a better title, but that's just an example. So you'd either come up with maybe a how-to long form post showing people how to do something and then link to your product or your CTA, to your email list at the end, or you'd come up with some kind of extended list post which walks people through how to do something in terms of a list of resources or something like that, and then link at the end to your email list, or perhaps a sign up for your YouTube channel, whatever your call to action is. So that's crying out to be added to a list. So we're going to add to a list here. What we want to do is create a new list, and we're going to simply call it dog training. And then we're going to create the list and add the keywords. Okay, so that's gone in there, and a little yellow star comes on to show that it's in our new list. I'd be quite happy with all these metrics here without even having to leave this pane here. I'd be quite happy to base a blog post on this because I trust the metrics. Okay, so let's go down a bit more. Have a look. German Shepherd training, dog school. Look, that goes really high and then goes down a bit lower. I don't know why. I want to have another look at that. Sometimes you'll find it says it's green here, and when you click here, it isn't. It's just a little glitch sometimes. That's the only thing I sometimes have had, but it's 99% accurate. Okay, so that boosts up here. Okay, so this is more of a seasonal term, so I would leave that one. So we're looking for green only. Puppy school. Puppy school. Let's have a look at this one. You see there, it said it was green when we clicked, and then you had to check it, so that's not actually possible. Canine training, let's check this one. That one's easy. That's a specific course, I think. So look, you can go through them, and dog training school. So what do we have up here? We had dog training classes, then we got dog training school. Let's have a look at that one. That's an easy one. That actually gets, more as we get towards the summer months. People obviously, maybe it's a fair weather thing. You want to go out and train your dog. Canine professionals. There's PetSmart again. School for dog trainers. Individual people who do dog training. Academy for dog trainers. Highland Canine. You know what? We can slot in here. Obviously, we'd be doing this for your own specific local area, but we can slot in there. So I'm going to add that to a list. So we've got dog training school. Let's add that to our list. So look, we've already got probably dog training classes and dog training school. We can rank one long form piece of content, about 2,000 words worth of content for all these terms. So maybe this is crying out to be a subsection, an H2 within your extended piece of content. So let's keep going down. Canine dog training. I think that's a specific program. I could be wrong, but you could look into that. You could do. We've seen lots of canine dog training terms. You could do a review on the canine dog training program if that's what it is, because we've seen lots of these. And don't forget, it's a cumulative search volume. If you write the long form content, if you put all those rich elements in there, those multimedia elements, perhaps an infographic, you structure the content nice with short, easy to read sentences and paragraphs with, a contents table of contents at the top. You put some graphics that you made in Canva, all these things, tweet and share buttons, all that type of thing that keeps people sticking on the page. Perhaps make a video like this as well and embed that in there, put it on YouTube, link from YouTube back to that blog post. All of this stuff will help you to rank. Dog boot camp. That's quite good, isn't it? Let's have a look at that. Okay. Got that canine training as well. There's a dog boot camp there. Some of these are in the really easy section. So I'd go through and look at these, pull out some of I'd analyze the SERP, click that button to actually go and look at the search engine ranking page if you had any doubt about how much competition there really is. But I'd be happy to trust that. So I'm going to put that on there as well. And let's pick another couple. Dog obedience. All the metrics look great. Let's have a look. Wow. Not as much seasonal, but we're still getting a lot of volume, and it peaks in January. Dog obedience. Of course it peaks in January. Is that November? That's November. Does it peak then because people buy a lot of dogs for Christmas? Dogs for life, not just for Christmas. Maybe. That's perfect. We're going to add that to the list as well. This could be another subsection. And then what this informs, all these long tail keywords, you can probably rank for if you produce your, high value long form piece of content or power post. All these keywords then inform your research. So you can go through and look into dog obedience in more detail. Look at dog, look at our other one, dog training schools, in more detail, and come, use that to structure a really good article. So let's look at some more dog behavior courses. That's still a good one. Blimey, it makes me want to start a dog training site. Let's just check that one's okay, because sometimes there is a discrepancy. No, that's looking good. Good year-round search volume consistently. Commercial intent. If these figures are high here, the CPC, the cost per click, and the pay-per-click, I look at that as a good sign, because obviously if a market's got competition, it shows that people are searching for stuff. So this is good. I'm going to add that to the list as well. This could be another subsection. And in-home dog training. Well, there could be a section in our article. We look at dog training schools, we look at dog obedience, we look at dog training classes and the boot camp, and then we say, but there is the option of, conducting in-home dog training yourself as well. So let's have a look at that one. That adds another dimension to our article. So you see how these keywords start to get you thinking about the research you can put into them as well. So I'm going to add that to the list, because that could be a great subsection. And then I saw another great one down here, dog commands. I mean, look at that. Not so much commercial intent, but these are all commercial keywords that we could rank for. Let's have a look at that one. And then you can have a section in the article about, easy to use dog commands to train your puppy, to train your dog, and list some out and say, how you use them. That's brilliant. And you can think of, and then that starts making you think about, I'm going to add that to the list. Okay, so that makes you think, just from those suggestions that KWFinder gives you, off the bat, as it were, it starts to make you think about the structure of the article, the H1 tag, the meta tag, and the meta description, the keywords you can put in there. And you know that if you just build a very few links to these, or some internal links from other relevant articles on your blog, you'll probably start ranking for this. And then if you create some graphics, let's say you've got sections on dog commands, dog obedience, dog boot camp, dog training school, and you create some really great images in Canva to go with these that you can share out on social media and schedule those to go over, a couple of months, then you see that you've got a really great resource that you can really start to see your article on the page just by doing this keyword research, and start thinking about how this is going to pan out and what it's going to look like and how much value this piece of content can offer to your audience. Okay, so that's suggestions. Let's look at autocomplete for dog training. So now it's thinking about it. It's fetching keywords that come up, when you type in your keyword, and there's the auto suggest, and it has relevant, related, semantically related terms, because these are, other keywords that we can rank for within one piece of content. Okay, so these are autocomplete suggestions. So we can go through here. We've got some here already. This is that's a specific one. I mean, look at that keyword. If you're in Houston, dog training Houston, and you wanted to write, look, 1,800, 1,900 searches a month, you can rank for that. Consistent year-round traffic. There we go. If you're in Houston, I'd use that. Dog training camp. This one is quite good. Yeah, I'd add that one in. That could be used, if you've got two similar terms, you might have dog training classes, which gets 12,000, and you might decide that that's a section header, an H1 or an H2 tag, or the title for the whole article. But then you might have dog training camp that gets less, but it's still a great keyword you can rank for. So you can use that in the content, the paragraph content, body content underneath that specific title. Okay, there's another one, dog training Austin. I'm going to add that to the list, our last one, dog training camp, dog training San Diego. Blimey. Okay, so these are people, when they're typing in dog training, the autocomplete suggests a city afterwards. So and if the metrics aren't there, you can simply press to find them. I bet this one will be low as well. Blimey, if I was doing a city-specific dog training class or dog training school, I would come in here and hoover up some of these keywords. Okay, let's go down. Dog Training Academy, that might be a specific product. Dog Training PetSmart, specific brand there doing the dog training. Okay, so we've hoovered up another couple, and I just go through all these and check some of them out. Yeah, a lot of these autocomplete have brought up area specific, but that's showing you again regionally or by city how you can come in and use this part of Keyword Finder, the autocomplete section, in your area to get some really great region and city related keywords that you can rank for really easily that get, you know, a fairly good amount of traffic. You know, we can hoover up lots of search terms here. Dog training aggression, dog training for aggression. It's quite interesting. See, that's very, very high. So that's people worried about their dog being very aggressive. That's something we could mention under the other keyword sections that we've already got in our suggestions and from these autocomplete keywords. But it's not something we should specifically target necessarily because it's going to be too hard. Okay, so that's also autocomplete. I always go through that section as well to hoover up any extra terms. Let's look at questions. Okay, so we're in the question section. Just complete, do a check there, press the button. Okay. Wow. How many dog training treats per day? This is very interesting. So sometimes we get a bit of a glitch. Okay, there we are. Right. So these are very low amounts of search terms here, search volume, excuse me. Okay. How many dog trainers are in the queue? How many types of dog training? How many hours? How many pennies in a can for dog training? So again, I'll go through these questions as well and just hoover up any extra questions that I might be able to put in my article. Having already informed, as I say, the overall structure of that article in my mind from an SEO perspective, adding those keywords into the list. So we've already got a good idea of the title of the article and the subsections of the article and where we need to go and then research that article and how we're going to add graphics and multimedia into that. And then we've gone into autocomplete to hoover up any extra terms we might have missed, especially regionally. And then we're going to go into these questions just to see if there is anything else that we can add into the article that we've missed, because we can rank for all of it if we make our content good enough. Okay, how much dog training cost? How much does dog training cost? Well, that's too high. How much dog training per day? How much? So there's a lot of questions here about people who want to get into dog training, who want to be employed as a dog trainer. So how much do they get paid? How much do they make? Or how much is dog training itself? So my suggestion would be to search these by volume and how to do dog training videos. So these are people who are making their own videos. How to start dog training. I would use this to inform another keyword suggestion search, because for our target audience, if we're writing a piece about dog training for dog owners and how they can train their dogs, how you can train your dogs at home or at dog school, whatever, how much it costs is going to be a key part of that. So it's a great thing about researching this. But there isn't anything here, you know, dog training clickers. There's not that much high things. So we could mention these sorts of terms within our existing piece, but not specific keywords because they're very low volume. But one thing that does occur to me is, in the context of what we've already chosen with our keyword list that we're making, we haven't mentioned the cost of dog training. So what I do is I go back into suggestions, and that's the great thing about questions, because it helps you formulate more seed keywords for your traditional seed keyword style research. So I'm just going to put in dog training costs there and see what it brings up. Service dog training, that's a good one. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add that in case we want to have a section about service dogs. Dog school, that's low intent there. Dog training school. So there's not dog training prices, cheap dog training. Okay, dog training prices. That's the one. 587 consistent. You know, you're probably going to get more search than this, but has commercial intent. That one will do me for a subsection in H2 title, and then a section on dog training prices. How much can I expect to pay for, you know, dog training prices? How much can I expect to pay to train my puppy, to train my dog, whatever. Add to list. Okay, so then we go into our lists and we find our dog training list at the top here. Excuse me. So we've got, open that up so we can have a look. And this is the great thing about Keyword Finder. It shows you in the list that we've made this search sum, nearly 50, just over 53,000 potential monthly searches. Shows us the average cost per click, the average pay-per-click competition, and the average SEO difficulty. So just from this, we know that there's a load of traffic that we can rank one article for. Okay, there's a load of potential traffic we can get from writing this one article. We also then know that there's commercial intent. There's a market for this article, for this content. So if we write our piece based on these keywords and do our research now, and then link to our email offer, our content upgrade at the end of our article, which then goes on to sell our product that's related to this piece of content, conversion-based power post, then, you know, we can rank for this and actually get traffic for it and push people through our funnel. So what I then like to do, because this helps you to structure your article, is filter by search here. So I'm going to take this one out. I just put that one in, but I've realized that it's a keyword that isn't related to the article we want to do. So let's remove that. Yes, delete that. Okay. So we're going to go by search again. Okay. Dog training classes. So I'm already thinking this keyword here is going to be the one that we can use. Okay. For our dog training classes article. We'll come up with a great list post or how-to post title with including dog training classes. You know, dog training classes hyphen 11 ways to make your dog more obedient. Whatever it is, you know, think of something sexy, do some research on Pinterest for blog post titles, do some research on YouTube for for video titles, do some research for other articles written with a Google search for this keyword and look through some of the articles that have been written to get a really sexy clickable title. Then you can put this in your title tag and your meta description and then your H1 tag, and then we can start using some of these as our H2 tags and within the body content and go and research our whole piece based on these keywords. And I haven't even mentioned the results filter. So when you are searching, and this is a final thing here, you can set a minimum search volume, a maximum, you know, all the different metric filters that we've talked about. I haven't done that here because basically that's not what we want to do in terms of a new site. But really that does give you a great overview of how to use Keyword Finder. It's very easy to use. I trust the metrics and it'll do a great job of providing you with long tail keywords for your next long form blog post. So I hope you enjoy using it.